The tension in the air was palpable as SCP-682, the indestructible monster reptile, glared at the two prehistoric creatures that had dared to disturb his slumber. Deinosuchus and Sarcosuchus, the giant prehistoric alligator and crocodile, respectively, cowered under the intense gaze of SCP-682. "Go to sleep or face my wrath," SCP-682 growled in his deep, savage voice. The warning was clear, and the two prehistoric creatures knew better than to defy the powerful monster. Reluctantly, Deinosuchus and Sarcosuchus curled up on the warm floor of the hangar, their tails lying near their jaws as they settled in for the night. The cold night air outside seemed to seep into the hangar, but the warmth inside provided a comforting respite for the creatures. As SCP-682 closed his eyes once more, the hangar fell into a peaceful silence, broken only by the soft snores of the sleeping creatures. The night passed without incident, and when the first light of dawn crept through the windows, SCP-682 awoke refreshed and ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. The prehistoric creatures, now well rested and no longer a threat, slumbered on, their presence a reminder of the strange and dangerous world they inhabited. But for now, all was calm within the walls of the hangar, as SCP-682 stood guard over his domain, a silent sentinel in the darkness. The hangar was quiet, the only sound being the soft breathing of SCP-682 as it lay curled up on the floor, its massive reptilian form taking up a large portion of the space. The creature had long been known for its indestructible nature, its ability to survive any attack or containment attempt. But now, it seemed to have lost its purpose, content to simply rest in the warmth of the hangar. Outside, the freezing cold night air whipped around the airport, the wind howling through the empty corridors. But inside the hangar, it was warm and cozy, a stark contrast to the harsh conditions outside. It was in this peaceful setting that two gigantic prehistoric creatures entered, their massive forms causing the ground to shake with each step. The first creature was a Deinosuchus, a giant prehistoric alligator with razor-sharp teeth and a powerful jaw. The second was a Sarcosuchus, a giant prehistoric crocodile with armored scales and a deadly bite. As they entered the hangar, they began to growl at each other, their ancient instincts kicking in as they vied for dominance. The sudden noise and commotion caused SCP-682 to jolt awake, its eyes glowing with anger as it glared at the two intruders. With a low, rumbling growl, it warned them to go to sleep or face its wrath. The creatures, sensing the danger in the creature's tone, quickly complied, lying down on the floor and closing their eyes. As the hangar fell silent once more, the only sound being the soft breathing of the three massive reptiles, a sense of peace settled over the space. The freezing cold night outside seemed a world away as the creatures rested in the warmth of the hangar, their ancient instincts momentarily forgotten in the tranquility of the moment. And so, the night passed, the creatures sleeping peacefully in the hangar as the world outside continued on, unaware of the strange and powerful beings that lay within. For now, at least, all was calm in the world of the indestructible monster reptile and its prehistoric companions. The cold night air outside the airport hangar was biting, but inside, the warm cozy interior provided a refuge for the unlikely group of creatures that had gathered there. SCP-682, the indestructible monster reptile, lay sprawled out on the floor, his massive form taking up a significant portion of the space. His eyes were closed, his breathing slow and steady as he slept peacefully. But his slumber was soon interrupted by the sudden appearance of a Parasaurolophus, a gentle herbivorous dinosaur that had somehow found its way into the hangar. The creature looked around in confusion, its eyes wide with fear as it realized it was not alone. Before it could react, two gigantic prehistoric reptilian creatures emerged from the shadows behind it. Deinosuchus, the giant alligator, and Sarcosuchus, the giant crocodile, growled menacingly as they eyed their potential prey. But SCP-682 was not one to be trifled with. The monster's eyes snapped open, glowing with a fierce intensity as he rose to his feet, towering over the other creatures in the hangar. With a low, guttural growl, he warned them to go to sleep or face his wrath. The Parasaurolophus and the two prehistoric reptiles hesitated, unsure of what to do. But the sheer power and ferocity of SCP-682's presence was enough to convince them to comply. Slowly, they all settled down on the warm floor, their eyes closing as they drifted off to sleep. As the night wore on, the hangar was filled with the sound of their breathing, the warmth of their bodies creating a cocoon of safety in the midst of the cold darkness outside. And SCP-682, the unlikely guardian of this motley crew, watched over them all, his eyes never fully closing as he kept a vigilant watch over his new companions. In the end, it was a strange and unlikely alliance that had formed in the hangar that night. But in the face of the dangers that lurked outside, they knew that they were stronger together than they ever could have been alone. And as they slept, the world outside faded away, leaving only the warmth and safety of the hangar to comfort them until the first light of dawn broke over the horizon.